Lindsay Bell, how does this sector trade these days? Is it still just a boring, safe sector? Is it still more reactive to yields than it is perhaps to the fundamental earnings of the companies that make it up?
Well, when I look at this sector, it's had an impressive run over the last month and a half. But if you look at what the sector has done from January to the end of June, it's done nothing. It's been absolutely flat. I think the boost that this sector got starting in July really was a reaction to the move in the 10-year yield. The 10-year dropped 21 basis points in the month of July. So these guys got a benefit from that because the utility sector has a dividend yield of 3.3% currently. That compares the S&P 500 dividend yield of 1.4%. And then, of course, the 10-year dropped below 1.2%. So, of course, it looked attractive. And if you were worried about growth, this was a good defensive sector to start to look at. By the way, REITs also picked up during this time period as investors were looking for yield and getting concerned about growth. When I look at it from a valuation perspective, the utility sector, of course, they're trading at a premium like most of the rest of the market. But on a relative basis to the S&P 500, it's trading about in line with its historical average, so it doesn't look too bad there. But all told, I think if you think the economy is going to see above average growth, earnings are going to be above average for the S&P 500 in the end of the year and into next year. This might not be the best sector to get the best returns in.
Mike, I look at the utilities, and over the last month, they're up 6%. The best sector here in the S&P 500. Is it all a dividend yield play? What's going on here?
It's been a catch-up move, so I think it is a combination of, yes, Treasury yields down. It obviously is a beneficiary there, and some of the fundamental factors Frank talked about, just because, a little bit on the demand side is a bit of a help. It's almost always a contrarian play, meaning the street never likes utilities. There's not a great growth story. They're kind of very passive yield plays. I mean, if you look at the dividend growth stocks, the companies that over many years tend to consistently raise their dividends, they're way outperforming utilities. So I see it as a little bit of a mean reversion. You have had a bit in the defensive groups, as I said, as a catch-up trade recently.
My utility bill actually did see some growth.
There you go, yeah.
Trying to rein that one in.